So today in this video, we're covering client number 1 setup for the South Carolina Board of Cosmetology exam. So let's get started. You need to make sure that you have everything that you need to perform your task in your kit, packed, organized, and ready to go. You're also going to need your mannequin, and she's going to need to be pre-rolled because South Carolina uses a cold iron, but you can't have rollers or curls already in her, so you'll want to make sure that you kind of brush those out before you go into your state board testing. So your state board setup is a 15-minute section, so let's get started. You're going to open up your kit. Your kit is a closed dry storage container. So when you're not in your kit, you should have the lid on it completely closed. Also, you should not put anything back into your kit. Keep that in mind. The first thing I'm going to grab is my hand sanitizer and a pair of gloves. So I'm going to put my gloves on. I'm going to sanitize those gloves. And I'm going to start setting up my general supplies and my supplies for hair cutting and thermal waving. You want to make sure you have your bags, one listed as soiled linens, one as items to be disinfected, and the other is trash. So you want to go ahead and get those set up because you're gonna need that quickly. Sanitize my hands again. You can never sanitize too much. The next thing I'm pulling out is my disinfectant wipes. Putting that lid back on there. Wiping down my work area. For good measure. And a wipe off. All that. This goes immediately from my hand to the trash can. I'm going to set up my towels. Your first aid kit needs to stay out that entire time. You have your water labeled in English. Very important. Now, this is not a requirement, but this is something that I like to do. Is I like to put a towel down on my work area. Everything doesn't have to sit on that towel. I just do this for me. Makes me feel better about things. Go ahead and get that mannequin stand on there. The towel will also help your mannequin stand adhere to the table just a little bit better. Get it tight, but not too tight. Don't get your mannequin out yet. Go ahead and set up. I have my thermal iron. That is the first thing that we're going to do is your thermal iron. You have your end papers for testing the iron. You have your curl clips. You have your shears. You have your clips. Have 5 clips. I'll lay that there. I have tail combs, 1 and 1 to grow on. And then I have cutting combs, 1 and 1 to grow on. If you have anything left in your bag, like for instance, I have an extra comb left in my bag, I need to either put it in on my work area or I need to put it in the items to be disinfected. Everything that you see setting out is going to go into one of 3 containers, not back into your kit. It's either going in items to be disinfected, soiled linens, or trash. So this bag here is officially going into the trash. So I have all of my items set up. Now I'm ready to get my client ready. So I'm going to sanitize my hands before I touch my client. So I'm going to get her out, get her set up. I'm going to go ahead and use one of my clips to hold her hair out of my way so that I can drape her properly. Take that drape around her neck, and I'm going to get my cutting cape out. I do like to use these shorter little capes for state board because they don't tend to get in the way like a full cape does, but both are acceptable. Now I think I have everything out. So I'm going to close, completely put the lid back on, and secure my kit. If my 15 minutes is not up yet, I'm going to take a quick look, make sure that I have absolutely everything that I need and everything is presentable. If I don't have what I need and I realize that I've left something out, it is acceptable to go back into your kit and get what you need as long as time hasn't been called. So I'm pretty confident that I have my client number 1 set up, and I'm ready to remove my gloves. They go into the trash can. Sanitize my hands one more time, and I will step back away from my work area to indicate that I have finished. This should conclude your 15 minutes set up for client number 1. Next up is going to be our thermal curl.